Welcome to Wonderland Weekly, hosted by Toronto Ty. Now sit back and have a wonderful week.
Hey everyone, Toronto Ty back here at Canada's Wonderland once again for another wonderful day. Yes, today is super special because some of us content creators are being given the opportunity to walk all the way up to the mountain roof to see where AlpenFury is going to be launching out the top of the mountain. We're also going to check out some of the other areas under construction here at the park. So that is super, super exciting. And I am really, really looking forward to it. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to the tours. Well, this is amazing. Walking behind the fence to get a look at the AlpenFury construction site. Oh my goodness, this is awesome.
Very illegal being here.
Well, I know it's but we're at a point in time where we're actually just waiting for the station design to get finalized. It's really close, so we're going to be starting in earnest here very shortly.
Awesome.
But these are the ride footings as they come into the station. So the way the project was broken down, first of all, in phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 was going to take us from the basketball, it would turn the brake run all the way into the station and out to the mountain. But because there's such a significant amount of work in the mountain itself, we broke that into a separate phase, calling it phase 1.5. So phase 1 is essentially from the brake run all the way down through to the entrance of the mountain. So all these foundations are complete and ready to go. We're waiting for the steel. The station itself, right now that's a temporary electrical room which facilitates a couple of rides for right now. So we need to keep it in place for the operating season. But essentially that'll get migrated into the new station with the plans for the new station. So we started the station dig, I would expect, probably right after Labor Day as we get things going. There's a retail shop at the far end, which is going to essentially go over and consume that one portion of the shockwave queue. It's fairly sizable. The station itself is quite large. It's about 7 meters or so above this level. Think Leviathan station where it's highly elevated. We needed that extra height to get up and over the crowd and down into the mountain and be able to permit fire trucks to go underneath. There's a certain regulation width and height that we need to have through there. The footings you see out in the plaza area generally are elevated. Some are going to be behind planters, so they'll be about 600 or kilometers above grade. The other ones where you'll see set there are about a meter tall. Again, that's basically presents to allow for vehicles passing by. If anybody strikes it, we don't want them striking the steel column, we'd rather strike the concrete foundation. It's one of those things that we need to have to do. Any questions in this area?
Okay, so you said you're going to be incorporating that building or the equipment in that building into the station and then adding an extra building there. Just recapping a little bit. And what about the icy stand? Is that going to have to be rebuilt?
The icy stand is there. Right now it's undetermined.
Okay.
And ideally it'd be nice to save, but I have to see how it fits.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully going to fit.
Cool.
Does the station have room for 1 or 2 trains?
Sorry, the station?
Does the station have room for 1 or 2 trains?
It is room for 1 train. Right now, the second part of the train hanging out the back of the station are partially covered. We're still working through those details, but you can ask any train-related questions or queuing or things like that. Please say for the other group. No, my focus has been more the execution of the work and not so much the details. The other group will handle any of those details. Anything construction-related, I'm happy.
Is there going to be a transfer path for the ride?
Yes, inside the mountain.
Inside?
Okay.
I'll show you, when we get in there, I'll show you. Forgive the mess, obviously it's a construction site and not as tidy as that.
Any other questions? Building there, flower ends in, right?
It used to a long time ago. Yeah, that's over there now, but for now, back the fly, I think.
So I think a lot of us just thought it was not connected to anything right now.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. days to the weekends only portion, we can actually start to then facilitate the new construction, put that equipment in, and things go like that. Obviously, we're trying not to disrupt any operations.
Are we ready to move on to the next stop? Yeah?
I think so.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Question for you. Where is the train gonna go through one of these supports here? Which looks like squares are gonna go through? That one here? The middle one? Yeah. I couldn't predict which one it was. I didn't know. Thank you. You're welcome. Support basketball games change or going. Stay. Right, that square right there. Alright guys.
Oh my goodness. This is so exciting. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
That we need to drill. So over the next couple of weeks, you'll start seeing more and more points along here, and then we're going to start clearing some trees and putting foundations in. So we put this new west entrance ramp in this year. Again, it's going to facilitate the maintenance entry into the mountain. Now be careful, watch your step. Get over here, get the PPE.
Oh my goodness. Wow. 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 Oh wow. Okay.
For everyone, steel toe covers, if you guys want to start grabbing and putting those on, and then we have helmets for everyone.
I do already have my steel toes on.
Okay, perfect. So if you guys want to start
Thank you very
grabbing
much.
steel toes, and then come grab a helmet from me, and then I'll give you your vests as well.
I'm sure you guys can't all have cool hard hats like I have.
Just rubbing it in at this point.
Thank you.
No worries.
Continue this way.
And just to confirm, this is the space where one of the haunt mazes used to be, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. One's really big, one's really small.
Oh, do you want to change it? So, if you guys want to go follow Brent, though, please.
Okay.
So if this area does not be filled, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Please watch your step.
Wow. Oh. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been inside the mazes, but never like here. This is amazing. Wow.
And then next year's skin, you'll see it up above. Essentially rebar draped with lath and then gunite sprayed on top of it, which creates a mountain texture on the outside.
Right. Yeah.
Over here, obviously this is where the ride's going to come into the mountain. It's going to dive in. There's one launch outside by the station, just past the station. Dives in here. This is the main launch run down right through here where these machines are. So there's a series of footings. Right now, just so you're wondering, the tarps are there essentially to protect the earth. It's going to rain this weekend. We're going to have a drill rig sitting there on Monday doing concretation of the drilling the case line. We're trying to preserve the bank right there. So there's a series of caissons already installed in here. So that's what the sand is for. It's the backfill with sand because there's rebar cages sticking up and out of that. maintenance bay is going to support the ride. So this is going to be a stop for the maintenance staff to look after the train. The main launch run is down through here. And slightly adjacent to it on this side of the column is where we're going to have the storage track. For the train. One storage track goes this way, one storage track goes this way. Transit track through here. As bad as it goes, the transit track is going there. This area here is actually going to be the crest of the maintenance stack work at it, working the other side of the train at good working height. And then it's going to step back up and this is going to be the maintenance shop in here. The maintenance shop will obviously be populated with desks, workstations for the staff. And this side here, where the machines are on the other side of the line, is going to be the electrical. All the train cabinets are going to be in there. We've got some power packs with battery packs and stores, energy stores that we're going to be able to store there. So you get the train repopulated with power to the center. On the other side of that, we're going to get a new transformer again to support the new train. Any questions in here? You can comment how cool the inside of the mountain.
So that section right there is Guardian's Drop. Okay, awesome.
Pardon me? Yes, I do. Let's continue. The main launch run comes here. At this point in time, it's going to start to elevate and go up through here. So this block wall is being removed. The deck and structure above it is being removed, and it's going to go up. That beam is going to be replaced, the one that's up there, and then that's where the ride's going to go up. We can take a look at that once we get up there.
Wow.
But yeah, these cross bracings get bumped up or removed, so obviously this is free and clear. This wall will be opened up. The launch space obviously will now occupied with the base of Tower 1. This is Tower 1. Tower 2 is partially on the outside. Yeah,
Cool.
These towers were these are like part of the mountain.
no, these are independent for the ride structure itself.
Oh,
Part of the track. Yeah, so when you look at the video and you see the train coming over, doing a spin and going under Guardian, it basically goes over Vortex, under Guardian. These are the two support towers.
Awesome.
We have to do any more cuts in the mountain, like to
Oh, yeah.
besides just the one cut.
So anytime, because there's the main support columns and the diagonal brace columns. Those diagonal brace columns and any intermediate columns or bottom, all those will have their penetration in that. It's essentially going to be like building a ship in a bar.
Yeah.
That's the phrase we were using. So.
That's one of Peter's favorite phrases. Yeah.
I stole it from him.
Yeah.
So essentially the ramp comes in, there'll be a roll-up door there to go into the maintenance bay. Yeah. And on the other side of this launch bay, there's other foundations on the other side, which we'll see it, but they're going to be difficult to install.
Amazing.
Track shipment. How will we be able to ship the track into it? How are you gonna? How is the track gonna ship it?
Depending on, usually it comes in fairly large bunches. Or just to generally stage out in the parking lot, basic cordon off an area of the parking lot, stage the material out and bring it in as needed. That's typically how we do it.
Is it gonna come in the maintenance bay over here?
It'll come in through gate 6 and out the south end. So the materials will be stored out in the parking lot down the south end. It'll come in through gate 6, up the back road. We still have that crossover at gate 26 and 27 white gates. We'll have to basically populate with security to go across. It'll be constantly crossing. So part of the challenge with this is obviously making sure that we're not handcuffing our ride installation with the facility, with the infrastructure, you have to basically get all the foundations and get that. Still need to be mindful to bring a crane in here that's going to set up the lower ends of the tower. So it's complex.
It's tight in here.
It's tight. Yeah. That's what we're finding. But the other thing we're trying to do is we're trying to minimize the disruption or the amount of rehabilitation it has to need. One of the things we did early on is we got a digital scanner. We scanned the whole ride area, we scanned the inside and outside of the mountain, all the different levels. So we've got a pretty good read on that. When you put the 3D modeling, you can actually see and tell you where those penetrations need to be. Part of the challenge is not to be too surgical because you have to create an open margin with the steel in that you're not trying to feed it in multiple ways. But again, you don't want to create the openings too large or you've got a lot of rehabilitation to do.
How many levels does the mountain have?
There's generally 0 level. If you went back to imperial measurements, it would be this is 0, this is 4.5 feet. 30 feet is where Thunder runs at. And the Guardian Station is at 30, Guardian's at 60, which is that level there, and then 90 feet is the at the top of the roof. And again, this one of the things we are going to do, I did mention, with this level here, the 4.5 or 15 feet level, we're going to populate with, we're going to do all infill steel and put a secondary floor on top of that so that we can have feature attractions within. So that's all part of it here. And it represents the ceiling of the interior space.
If I may ask, the video simulation shows the train passing through a tighter tunnel than
Yes.
this. Is
Yes.
that in the works?
It's in the works. It'll be a scenic environment. So as it passes through, and it'll be separate from, say, the facility construction. There'll be a scenic tunnel that the train passes through. And that's it's in design. It'll be somewhat lightweight, but it's going to look very cave-like and intimate as the train passes through.
Cool.
It's all part of the magic.
Cool.
Better than passing through a warehouse.
As grand as it is, we'd rather people see what we want them to see as opposed to the beauty of the inside of the mountain.
I was just about to ask that.
Okay. Generally, that entryway will be retaining walls, etc., and the ride foundations as it dives in. So there's a lot of concrete work to inside.
So is the train going to be like, or the track going to be built basically right at ground level?
So roughly from 0 level, which is essentially what we're standing on, it's about 1 meter above that center of the running ground.
Okay,
And
cool.
the other area, the maintenance and storage track area, will be 3 feet, 900 below that, so it'll be roughly 6 feet.
Cool.
8 meters.
Cool.
Like most launch coasters, is the launch track going to be built on a slight upward slope?
Slight, yes. There'll be a slight slope. Obviously, we want it to come back at 0 or we want it to
I guess for transferring, right?
transfer.
This launch is
And obviously, in the plans that we're submitting to the city, we're showing all the life safety, the fire egresses, all that part of it.
Cool. So then, theoretically, this launch here is, able to get the train through the entire rest of the layout. Yeah.
Once they crest the hill, it's on its own.
Perfect.
in terms of like a reset, if you have to relaunch the ride, is it kind of, if it'll have like a swing launch, like going backwards on it?
Yes, that's essentially the plan. It'll go back to launch 1 and relaunch through launch 2.
Cool.
I saw on the back of like the third slope, my friend's going over here. The main launch is not the fastest point of the ride, is that true? Is that a Peter question?
Ask that of Peter, yeah. Again, look at the speed curve, but I can tell you.
Shall we move on to the next part?
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, there's still some fun things.
So much more space.
It's deceiving, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Actually, we've populated it with a lot of stuff.
And yet still room for additional expansion.
Always.
Haunt exit sign.
Oh, yes.
So
Yeah.
you see marks on the floor here. There's a group of columns that are just outside of the mountain. There's another group right here, which is essentially, there's 1, 2, 3, and there's one over here, a sloping one. It comes up and represents part of the tower. On the other side of this wall, we have 3 more columns, inverted columns for the ride, marks on the floor. There's one there, there's one midway down the corridor, and there's one down at the far end, what we'll see.
How many total support columns are included in the ride?
There's 227 foundations, and I think there's 480 column sections in terms of what the total, composite columns are.
You want a fact check?
Okay. We've constructed ourselves a little construction office in here. Again, we'll have our meetings, safety meetings. I'm going to have a little office in there myself. It's mine's at Chipner.
So is this office going to be permanent then?
No.
Okay.
So strictly for
480 columns, sorry.
column sections. They get assembled together
Right.
into, I just can't tell you what the assembled columns total is, but yeah.
You were right there. You said 480.
Some say six.
It's like it's its job. You know?
And you notice we put Swiper there just for a little levity going in and out.
I may or may not have filmed that like many times.
Yeah, Swiper's still around. So we have another support column here that runs up through here. We've got penetrations in the floor, obviously, for the columns to pass through. So we're going to be looking at doing in the next upcoming week. These are elevations set by the surveyor here for vertical control.
Cool.
Any other questions in this space? This is the ruins maze, just so you all know.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, continue on.
So many stairs.
Going up in stages as opposed to making you walk all the way to the top.
Give us a little break in between.
Yeah,
Okay.
mostly, I think mostly I need a break. I guess we're getting a little tight on time.
Oh, actually, I do have a question. Sort of related to the basement there. The mountain was used for like a lot of storage space prior, correct?
Correct.
Where is all that stuff going?
Well, right now we've moved some storage up to the 60-foot level, things that need to be stored within the mountain. Anything that can be stored outside, we put over by Kingswood.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Keep going. Not that one. Stairs are my elevator now.
Someone step on anything else on the way out.
Yeah.
How often do you have to climb these stairs?
I'm afraid to tell you over the course of the winter, it's going to be a lot. This Wonder Mountain Guardian, I've asked them to keep the door open for the sake of the tour. We've installed some temporary fencing so that we can actually walk out sort of into the ride space, but it's protected.
Okay.
The Guardian show is on right now. So I'm flying from here to the block wall over to here. This is where the coaster's coming up, and this is going to be the opening where the coaster passes through. Those other marks along the wall pass through. These will be framed out, and there'll be openings with guardrails around them ultimately. This is where the train passes through right here. And for those of you who know Guardian well, this is where the storage track was. We put the storage track down there. And it's all this block wall. We complete the block wall all the way to the roof. This will also be encapsulated in the block wall, basically creating a plenum for the ride to come up through. And once this is open, once this roof is open, well, that'll be subject to weather. We have to control the elements as well. So all these surfaces will be weather
I may ask you to repeat that in a quieter space.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's way closer than I thought.
That's where the Guardian actually comes into the mountain. Comes in here. Green starts up here. Yeah, there's parts that penetrate through the skin. You see from the top.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay.
I'm here.
Yeah. Hi. Oh my goodness. Woo! Wow. Wow, we are on top of the mountain. And Vortex is running.
We didn't know if you guys were gonna. I was like, the tour's during park operation. The ride's gonna be running. Right? That's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Whew. Yeah, one person had to sit it out a little bit. Yeah, just recovering a bit, but yeah.
Obviously, this is where the train comes. This is the opening size that the train passes through. What we're going to end up doing is taking off this portion of the mountain exterior skin, obviously to recess it and bring it back, and then put the new skin on the existing block wall. Just directly in behind here, the stairwell where we came up is the block wall. So the skin's going to be affixed to that and come down to permit these. There's a number of columns here as well. This is where it comes up and out over Vortex and then down through there underneath Guardian. So it's actually going to invert and then correct itself while it passes to create like a head chopper moment when it passes through Guardian.
That peak there, will you have to remove that one?
A portion of it probably.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then once we get to show place, obviously where the train starts to curl around, it heads over to Extreme Skyflyer site.
Amazing.
Former site.
How high off the above the pathway is the train going to be passing, or the track?
Generally 4 to 5 meters. Anywhere where there's a fire truck that needs to pass through will be 5 meters. That's the minimum clearance.
Okay.
But I think there's a couple areas that it's around 4.5 or just under 5, but there are pedestrian areas.
Gotcha.
I got my photographer.
Oh my goodness.
Comes down here and does a roll, and it comes down and corrects itself.
So it's facing 90 degrees. The track is like the top of the track. Like this and then like that. So okay, so when you're exiting here, let's see
It's
like
coming up almost vertical here.
and then it does a twist.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, how much is the clearance here?
Clearance in which
Just
direction?
in terms of like from here to the other dotted
The-
line.
We tried to keep it as tight as we could. Basically, we still have to respect the safety envelope, the clearance envelope for the train. So we tried to keep it as tight as we could, obviously, to minimize the amount of weather that goes in, and obviously to create the thrill and the light bleed that's going to come in as well.
And out of curiosity, because of this envelope, is there going to be a max rider height that you know about?
Well, there will be a max rider height. Right now, I don't know it off the top of my head. If those are the questions you ask Grace or Peter.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll demonstrate that.
Where is the fire effect going to be?
It's going to be around here. This is obviously the last departure point, so it's going to be somewhere here.
Cool.
We're still sorting through the details as far as where it is, and obviously want to be visible from afar. So
Right.
We're not on your surprise when you're right to right.
Gotcha. Yeah. So backlot stunt coaster, this might be a Peter question, and that's fine. Backlot stunt coaster used to have a fire effect, but it doesn't anymore. With this one being introduced, is there the possibility the backlot could get it back?
you asked that to Peter. Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Again, it's a rebook. We have to get that system up and running again.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, there will be a fair amount of disruption from now to the end of the year. As you see, like a lot of the tree cover, the beautiful trees that we have, are going to end up going away because they conflict with the ride.
Yeah.
But again, have to take them away. It's got to get ugly before it gets better. So we'll take them away, but we'll repopulate them, obviously, with some
Awesome.
nice trees and landscaping.
Yeah. No, Wonderland has always done a very, very good job of planting new trees. So that's yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the beauty of the park. Natural
Absolutely.
Beauty, so you can't beat it.
Yeah. Puts the park in amusement park, right?
Yeah. Well, the whole park side of it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Go ahead. I don't need it. Sorry? I don't need it.
Oh, okay, I see. I understand what you're saying now.
I still want to get a good. I still need to get a good shot here.
Right down there, Wonder Mountain Walkway. Out there, vortex. Oh my goodness. All of this is amazing to be up here. This is my third time on Wonder Mountain, and every time has been very, very different. And oh boy, yeah, track coming right up here, twisting, heading out over Vortex's first drop, the highest point of its first drop. This is wild.
Sorry, what's in there?
Huh?
Can you see Guardian?
I'll let everyone put it in there. Take a look.
Did you see Guardian in there?
No. Down below. Just showing you what the mountain skin looks like as far as
Thank you. I'll send it to you.
Cool, thanks.
I was like, if we're going down the stairs, I'm not going to walk down. I can't. Like, I just find it so
We're going all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, wow. Oh, awesome.
Facilitate the construction of creative plaza.
Awesome. Cool.
Too much to see.
Yeah. It's a big project.
Mark, you're more than welcome. It is funny though when you have like that like construction gear on, the amount of people that stare at you. Yeah.
It's like you're so much showing off.
All right, I am here with Peter Switzer, the Director of Maintenance and Construction. It is always wonderful to talk to you. And we are here to talk about AlpenFury, the new coaster coming to Canada's Wonderland for 2025. Tell me just your brief synopsis. What is AlpenFury?
Well, AlpenFury is a new launch coaster that enters the mountain and then exits with a double-inverting top hat. So, and heads out towards the east side of the park and then heads back through multiple inversions. It's going to be a thrilling add to the park, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, multiple inversions. 9, which is the most of any launch coaster in the world. And you're also breaking some Canadian records here as well. Was that all part of like the request to manufacturers?
The one main request we had was we wanted to have that launch in the mountain, coming out through the roof of the mountain, and then some thrilling elements on the rest of the path on the way back with some inversions. So we talked to multiple ride manufacturers about possibilities and received multiple proposals. And yeah, it was
awesome. And then you went with Premier Rides. You last worked with them, I think, exactly 20 years ago on Backlot Stunt Coaster. What's changed in that 20 years, and what sort of like advancements have there been in technology?
Well, there's been numerous advances. That the linear induction motor system that Italian Job is not used much anymore. We're using that linear synchronous motor, the LSMs, for the launch. They provide an added benefit that they do provide braking. And Premier has had a lot of experience building track and building trains. They produce a very reliable and safe ride. And yeah, we're very happy to be working with them.
Awesome. Speaking about those trains, so there are only 2 trains, and I know that a lot of people have been bringing up capacity. I'm sure you've already been asked about it, even today. How does capacity factor into your decision about like which ride to go with, and what design elements to put into a ride, and also what ways are you going to mitigate those capacity concerns?
So capacity is a consideration for us. Obviously, we don't want to add attractions that have low capacities on a signature ride like that.
Right.
The ride will produce about just over 1,000 people per hour with those 2 trains. It is a very quick ride cycle. The ride's very fast, and it gets back to the station very quickly. Some of the things we did to improve the capacity include the loose article bin system like we have at Yukon Striker, so that we're not crossing through the train to put your stuff in a bin and coming back to the train. We've eliminated the comfort collars. We're not having a seat belt. We've eliminated the tow boards on the side of the train so that people aren't having to step over those to get in or out of the train.
Amazing.
We've introduced a tilting platform like on Snoopy's Racing Railway,
Cool.
so that we could eliminate those tow boards. Yeah, we've given it a lot of thought about how to improve the overall efficiency of the ride.
Yeah, that is amazing. I love to hear all of that. So how long has the idea of a coaster blasting out of the mountain been in development?
We started it in the very early spring of 2023. We had explored it previously, but we really got serious about it for 2025 last spring.
Cool. Wow. That seems like such a short turnaround, and I mean it's
fast, yeah.
Okay, so in the concept videos and stills, the launch tunnel and the vertical shaft, they look awesome. They look really rocky and confining, and just really, really awesome overall. What's the process like for designing that type of element, and what material is that going to be made out of?
Well, we're exploring multiple options for materials currently, so we haven't settled on what that final will be. Our intention is to deliver something similar to the video. It may not be exactly like that, but yeah, we're getting samples of materials, and we're going to do some tests in our workshops and see how it works and how it will hold up over time.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that is great. What about Thunder Run? Because I know we're focused on AlpenFury here, and I love AlpenFury. The announcement of it. Thunder Run has confused me this whole season. You built a different exit ramp for it. Is that going to be the permanent exit ramp, or is there something else in development there?
No, we're working on a separate entrance for Thunder Run that will be built this winter. The design is complete, and we're getting ready to start that. So that exit ramp now is temporary for 2024. 2025, it'll be different again. So.
Awesome. All right. I feel like that's a question that most people probably wouldn't ask, but I've literally been wondering about it the whole year. Okay, so the announcement gives us some of those, those record-breaking stats and things like that. I was hoping that you could give some additional stats. For example, the 0G stall moving over the entrance to Grand World Expo, as well as the Skyflyer Loop. Love the name. How high are those off the ground?
I'm drawing a blank. I
Okay.
didn't bring any drawings with me, so yeah, I could find out, and you could get to Grace, and Grace could get you those details later.
Perfect. I asked you this with the last 2 coasters that were added. I'm going to ask you this again. Are you planning for an on-ride photo for AlpenFury, and where will the gift and or photo shop be located?
So the on-ride photo, there will be one. I don't know where the camera will be placed.
Cool.
The ride photo building and the exit gift shop will be sort of between Shockwave and the ride station, sort of on the back of the Shockwave queue. We're going to reduce the size of the Shockwave queue a little bit. We don't need it to be as big as it is, but it'll be in that vicinity.
Cool. All right, you've described previous projects as being like a ship in a bottle. This is definitely fitting that.
It is, yeah,
that,
very much.
Do you like purposely search out those untouched corners of the park as a bit of a challenge for yourself?
No. When we develop a new attraction, we explore lots of different locations for these. And while it is a challenge, we don't do it for my benefit. We want to provide a product that is going to be thrilling, is going to draw people to our park. So, yeah, it is a challenge, but it provides lots of benefits once we realize it. So,
yeah. But you still enjoy the challenge, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's a fun part of my job for sure.
Awesome. All right, could you give a little bit of clarity on where the queue will be and whether it'll have like a single rider line or a fast lane?
So the main queue will be between the ride station building and the fly ride.
Okay.
There's a triangular piece of land there. That's where the queue will go. There will be 4 ways to enter the ride. There will be a regular queue. There will be a fast lane queue. There will be a single rider queue. And then there will be a barrier-free entrance for guests with disabilities.
Amazing. Yeah, that is fantastic. All right, my last question for you. What part of AlpenFury are you most excited to experience?
Well, I'm really excited about riding it multiple times in multiple seats and experiencing it. I get most excited about being a fly on the wall at the exit ramp and listening to the chatter and the response when people come off the ride. I do that with every ride we build. I'll go and spend hours there just observing and sort of soaking in the feedback, right? So.
Amazing. That is great to hear. Thank you so much, Peter, for this interview and for bringing us AlpenFury. I think it is going to be an absolutely incredible ride, and I'm right there with you. I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's thoughts on it. I'm probably going to be, I'm going to go on it. But I'm a little intimidated, and I'm really curious about how other people are going to react to it as well. So, yeah,
right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay.
All right, I am here with Grace Peacock, the Director of Communications here at Canada's Wonderland. Grace, last week you announced AlpenFury, Canada's tallest, fastest, and longest launch coaster. And today then you had some additional news about the records. Is that correct?
That's right. So AlpenFury is also a world record breaker. It is going to have the most inversions for launch coaster in the world with a total of 9.
That is amazing. I am still in awe that there are going to be 9 inversions in just over a minute. That's going to be wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so what makes, there are already 3 roller coasters that are using Wonder Mountain. What makes AlpenFury different?
Well, there's no dragon. But also, I know, but we got something cool. Okay, there's something mystical coming as well. But I guess it's being a launch coaster. It's going to have that experience where you're launched into the depths of Wonder Mountain, and then you're launched vertical at the top. So no other coaster does that.
No.
But it's also, I guess it's also the first to really have a foundation in the history of the area around Wonder Mountain. We wanted to go back to our roots, as we're doing in so many ways in the park. But we went back to that Alpen theme on the north side, where we have already Crash and Wagons, we've got Clockworks, we have Flower at CN, with Thunder Run in the beginning, Baines Curve, all the Bavarian merch and food we used to have there. That's sort of faded away over the years, and we want to bring it back. So the story's connected to AlpenFest, this village where there's a festival, and this mountain that is magical and mystical and has this elemental force inside, fire and ice, where they combine to create this force that blasts you at the top of the mountain. So
Amazing.
very unique story. And
I kind of dressed appropriately. You know, I got the fire on top, the ice below. You know.
Yeah. So it'll be a very unique experience.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. So, yeah, one of my favorite things about the 2025 announcement is AlpenFest becoming an officially recognized area. You gave a little bit of the background there. How else is it going to be incorporated into the park moving forward, other than just AlpenFury? Even though that should be enough, but
well, yeah, and that'll be the majority of the work in 2025, I think. As you've seen in different areas where we're trying to bring, you know, the original theming back to life, it's a multi-year process, right? So you sort of pick away at little things because you only have so much money in a year that you can put into the park, and it's a big park. We got a lot of infrastructure that needs to be refreshed, new attractions to put in, new events to bring on. So I think year one, the main focus is going to be the station, the ride, but who knows? This whole ice and fire festival might become something. Everybody's just going to have to wait and see.
Amazing. Yes, one of the final teasers included a request for entertainers and artisans. And I was thrilled to see that because I love the entertainment here at Canada's Wonderland. Is there any sort of like that might be part of the area moving forward, or is it more just like that's the story?
That was just a teaser element that we pulled from the story for that period, for that purpose. Yeah. So I can't promise anything about entertainers and festivals coming forward. But we'll see.
Awesome. All right, yeah, the teaser campaign was really fun to track, and I think had everyone second-guessing everything that we thought we might have known about this project. How long was that teaser campaign in development, and what was it like being on the inside and seeing all the theories and speculation that was happening?
Well, storytelling is my favorite part of this job, and getting to build the story of AlpenFury. Our team, plus our creative services team, and our the broader marketing team, really got to put our heads together to have some fun with this teaser campaign. So it didn't come together much earlier than maybe about 5 weeks out.
Okay.
So, and then it was a 3-week campaign, right? So we didn't have a lot of time to work with it. But once we sort of got the concept of let's just drill down. We know the coaster's going to be about fire and ice, AlpenFest, the mountain. Let's drill down to the basics. So with those elements, we went really rudimentary with the runes being out there and bringing those to life on the mountain. The beware signs referencing the fact that the villagers had closed off the pathways because of this mystical force that they were kind of afraid of.
Which is another amazing reference to the park's history and how that used to be a pathway.
That used to exist, right? So connecting all those pieces was really fun. And I know that maybe the general public isn't going to appreciate all these little nuances, but that's why I love talking to you guys, because you get it. And I'm like, okay, we're putting this Easter egg in here for our friends because, we all love it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know, are the fire and ice symbols going to be incorporated into the final ride or the station, or?
I don't know that for sure.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. AlpenFury has some very unique elements, and a few of them have really awesome names.
Yes.
Who came up with these names, and what was the inspiration behind them?
So the local marketing team did, which I'm a part of. It's a very small group. But Premier came to us and told us, when they proposed this ride, said there's 3 unique elements, and feel free to name them.
Amazing.
And they were really cool, and it took us some time to think of what the names would be, based on how they are, with their the fire serpent roll being related to this sea serpent roll. And I'm no coaster expert. I had to look up a lot of definitions for things in the last couple months, but. We wanted to connect it back to the theming of the ride, so that's why we got fire and ice in there, ice winder roll, the fire serpent roll, and then the last one, the Skyflyer loop. We wanted to put in as a tribute to Extreme Skyflyer because that loop happens over the area where Extreme Skyflyer was.
Yeah.
And we thought that would just be a nice touch.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful tribute to Extreme Skyflyer. So, yeah, it worked.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. How much of the construction timeline, like milestones, are you able to share with us? I know in the documents that you gave us just earlier, then it did say that the construction is supposed to wrap up in May.
Yes.
For opening in May. Is that
Ish.
Yeah.
Things are loose at this point. You know, like it's really hard to define a date for any of it. So certainly we're going to be announcing things as they happen on our social media. But we're targeting spring 2025. You know,
Perfect.
a lot of variables could happen in there. You know, we might get the iciest, snowiest winter ever. Who knows? So it's hard to say right now, but that's the game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do we know when track might first arrive?
I think we're expecting track like by next month. So
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Where are we? It's almost September.
Yeah.
I think by September.
Nice. All right. What part of AlpenFury are you most excited to experience?
Everybody keeps asking me this. It's hard. I think the launch out the mountain, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like the whole experience is just going to happen like that. So it's all just going to combine into this crazy.
Yeah. It's a relentless experience.
Yeah. But being blasted out the mountain is going to be really cool. I feel like I'm not going to get a chance to look around much while I'm out there.
Right.
But I'm sure the views would be really great. So yeah, that's going to be neat.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to those tunnels. I love a good tunnel, and these ones look like they're going to be really tight and just awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so what is the best way that people can see official updates on AlpenFury?
Follow our social media. We are planning a video series that's going to be on YouTube with regular updates about construction. Also, some talking more broadly about certain themes like the story, how that was developed, what it's like building a roller coaster, you know, those sorts of things. So social media is the place to be.
Amazing. Sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Grace, for this opportunity, not just to chat with you, which has been wonderful, but the whole event today has been absolutely amazing. Getting to go up on Wonder Mountain and inside Wonder Mountain in particular was phenomenal.
Great.
So, yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Well, that'll about do it for this week here at Canada's Wonderland. It was another absolutely wonderful day because I got to go on top of the mountain and inside the mountain to the basement. That was really, really incredible. Thank you so much to Grace Peacock and Peter Switzer for participating in the interviews and everyone here at Canada's Wonderland who helped put today's event together. It was just a fantastic way to celebrate National Roller Coaster Day. Happy National Roller Coaster Day, everybody. Yes, that I think will about do it. And AlpenFury, built by Premier Rides, is coming in 2025. Speaking of Premier Rides, that brings us to trivia time. Yes, and so for this week's trivia time, I want you to let me know in the comments below how many roller coasters in the Six Flags chain have been built by Premier Rides. If you can let me know that in the comments below, I will give you a shout out in my next video. And a huge shout out to Aldo Parisi and Neurotoxin and Fongcam for all correctly stating that the last coaster, the most recent coaster to use a real fire effect here at Canada's Wonderland was Backlot Stunt Coaster, built in 2005 or opened in 2005, also by Premier Rides. Really, really fun that after 20 years, the park is going to be introducing another roller coaster using a fire effect, and that is, of course, AlpenFury. So, really, really looking forward to that, to seeing how that looks once the ride is complete. And I think that'll about do it for it this week. So make sure that you are subscribed to see all my future updates. And until next time, as always, have a good one.
If you like this video, you can now buy me a hot chocolate at buymeacoffee.com. I also love hearing your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment. Thanks so much for your continued support, and be sure to subscribe for more wonderful videos.